President Trump says the U.S. has seized an Iranian-flagged ship in the Strait of Hormuz after it tried to get past the military blockade the U.S. established days ago. This latest escalation comes just days before the two-week ceasefire agreement comes to an end. And Trump is saying if there is no deal by then, quote, the United States is going to knock out every single power plant and every single bridge in Iran. No more Mr. Nice Guy, he says. For more, we are joined by NewsNation correspondent-at-large Geraldo Rivera. Geraldo, always good to see you. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure, Natasha. How are you?
And Geraldo, what do you make of these latest actions in the war in Iran? Do you think we are anywhere near an off-ramp to this war?
I do not see an end, and I have very low expectations for the round two of the talks in Islamabad in Pakistan. I don't even know if the Iranians will show up, and if they do, will it be people who have the power to negotiate, like the foreign minister, or will it be just puppets who are just mouthing what the IRGC says? It's to me very unsettling. The stopping of the cargo ship, the Iranian cargo ship. I'm not exactly sure why they did it, how they did it. I know they disabled the vessel, and I listened with great interest to your previous guest talking about what happens now if that ship is indeed adrift at sea. The possibilities of some incident or accident leading to an escalation, I fear, Natasha, is all too real on this Sunday night.
I hear that. I mean, do you believe this ship's seizure will force Iran to come to the negotiating table with VP Vance, or will it make them wary of any additional talks with the United States?
It's hard for me to know, hard for anyone to know what's in the mind of, the people. For 47 years, they have created this bubble, this iron bubble around a nation that was very progressive, and indeed have reduced it to a theocracy where, you never can tell what they're going to do. They have the surrogates still to unleash, the Houthis. We haven't heard from them in a while. Hopefully the ceasefire in Lebanon holds, but the whole thing is hanging by a thread, it seems to me. I don't see any reason for optimism, and I think the ship seizure, to your point, is an overt act that, you listen to it first, people that are, in love with the military, as I am, and you see, wow, great job, the Berkeley-class destroyer, roared up to the cargo ship going 17 knots, said, get out of your engine room, then put a 5-inch shell right in the engine room that had been vacated, presumably by the Iranian crew, thereby disabling the ship. It sounds great. It sounds, macho and swaggering, and we can do it and you can't. But what happens next? It's always the follow-up. I was interested listening to General Manner talking about the withdrawal of the troops from Iraq when there were 250,000 American troops, and then they whittled that down. But I was on the last convoy out of Iraq in 2010 under his command, as I recall. And it was a melancholy feeling. What the hell was that all about? All that expenditure of blood and treasure, the lives that were lost, the disruption, the unsettling of the political system in the whole region. I just having lived through Afghanistan and Iraq, it's hard for me to be enthusiastic about Iran, particularly when the mission seems to constantly shift. If it's getting the nukes and stopping Iran from getting a bomb, I'm for that. But there's been a lot of chatter about a lot of other stuff that makes it more complicated than just getting the nukes out of Iran, Natasha.
Yeah, you have been so deeply embedded in these previous conflicts. Do you think, from where you're sitting now, we are at risk of another forever war?
Yes, I do. I do think that that's a real risk. And it's precisely because the objectives seem so murky. If the president can, for 5 minutes, concentrate on nukes, just nukes. If it's just about that, and every overt act we take, every military act we take is designed to further that goal of making sure that this crazy regime never has the ability to set off an atomic bomb in Times Square, then I'm for that. But I don't see it. I don't even see this negotiating team that we sent. Jared Kushner is a great guy. Steve Witkoff, all right. J.D. Vance, I like that he's there because he is someone who is anti-war, presumably with his ideology. But is this our top team? Why isn't the president involved? What exactly is their authority? What exactly is their goal? Is their goal the same as the president's now stated goal of no more nukes for Iran, no nukes for Iran? I don't know. I'm not feeling that we have with our best efforts directed. In everything that has happened with the seizure of the ship, and here's the president. He's off, ranking out the Pope. What? It seems so childish. It seems immature to me. It seems, come on, focus. Come on, Mr. President. Let's get out of this. Get out of this. Why? I don't know why we got in it, but I sure as hell want to get out of it. So I don't know. I wish that I had better news on a Sunday night. I hate to, freak people out, but I'm not feeling too good about this.
Yeah, I appreciate the perspective. I want to bring up what we are hearing from the president, this no more Mr. Nice Guy, a comment we're getting from him. He says that the U.S. will knock out every power plant, every bridge in Iran. What do you make of this latest statement?
Why? I mean, I knock out all the power plants, all the bridges. Who's going to suffer? It's going to be the Iranian people. People that hated their regime will now hate us, because they don't have the bridge to get to the supermarket anymore, the regime stripped them of the internet. Now they can't even turn the damn lights on, and there's 93 million of them in a country much bigger than Texas. It's not like you're talking about an Emirati little speck that has an oil well on it. This is a very evolved culture, and to threaten to destroy, to wipe out the civilization as we know it, it's just it's not appropriate. I think that's it. And I really love the president.
Yeah.
Then we go way back. I just want him to know that from someone that cares for him, that this behavior is not, from my very humble opinion, and I'm not lecturing anybody. I'm not trying to make myself anything special. I'm not. I'm just someone with deep experience in this region, in these conflicts, and I don't like what I'm seeing. I want more energy directed toward the peace process.
Geraldo, I
instead
hear
of saying we're going to blow up every nuke.
We are almost out.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.